Alright everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk about anxiety and sertraline and how anxiety can be raised for the first few weeks on taking sertraline. Now, I put a video up yesterday in regards to taking 100 mils, going from 50 to 100 mils. One of the things I didn't really think about was the side effects of the anxiety themselves and how it can be raised, especially in the first weeks of taking sertraline. I kind of took into perspective headaches, dry mouth, sore mouth, throat, icky stomach, feeling like you're on a boat, feeling tired, exhausted. Those side effects have almost kind of very completely gone. But the one thing I didn't talk about was the anxiety, especially in the morning when you're waking up. And this is what I want to talk about, and I want to give people guidance on how to get around this situation, because it can be quite hard and difficult to deal with. This morning, I felt my anxiety was going through the roof again. I woke up and I felt very kind of negative thoughts. I just felt negative. And the thing for me was I kind of knew it was to do with the sertraline. I kind of knew it was the effects of the 100 mils going into my body, going from 50 to 100 mils. In the first 10 days, some of those days have been quite good and some have been bad. This morning was probably a bad one for me, and I can still feel it today, hence why I'm doing this video. To make people aware of what sertraline can do. Sometimes it won't affect some people and sometimes it does. You'll find that the most things in your life, the most worries in your life will be the most things that impact you in the morning. They're almost as if someone's basically got the level and turned it right up, full blast. As soon as you open your eyes, they're there to greet you. It's as if your stomach is in a tight knot. You're kind of thinking, I don't want to get out of bed because I feel, what's the point? Thinking I'm lost. I feel kind of just what I want to give up. And there's so many thoughts that go through your minds. And in some cases, the thoughts aren't really there. It's a side effect of those thoughts that are kind of in the subconscious mind, those worries that are creating these knots in your body, and you feel tensed. And some people feel like crying. Some people feel like screaming. Some people feel like just going, oh, I'm not getting out of bed. And when you look at it, you're kind of going, where are these thoughts coming from? Why am I feeling this way this morning? Why are they so loud? And you look at it and you kind of go, I'm on this antidepressant, it's called sertraline. And that's what it is. It's the medication getting into your body and messing everything all up, and your mind and your body is kind of confused. Kind of fight or flight mode is being kicked into gear. It's confused, doesn't know what to do, so it gives you all these signals that there's a threat, and your body kind of goes, I stay in bed. It's easier. I feel protected in bed, because most people do. They just feel protected. I look at it as if your duvets are over and your blanket's over you, and it's like someone's cuddling you because it's nice and warm, and you almost feel comfortable. But staying in bed for so long doesn't work. It defeats the kind of purpose of defeating negative thoughts. But you're going to kind of look at those thoughts and kind of going, it's just a sertraline. It's just this antidepressant getting to my body. Regardless if you're starting out on the 50 mils, or you're going up to 100 mils, or you're going to 75 or 100 mils, it's the medication getting into your body that's creating more. It's kind of disconnecting all the wires and reconnecting them all, jumbling them up and reconnecting them all back again. If that makes any sense, I don't know if it makes any sense or whatever. The thoughts that go through my head are just worries, they're just sound, they're just noise. When you are at your lowest, you'll find those thoughts, the noise getting louder and louder and louder and louder. Sertraline makes them sound like they're almost like someone's got a megaphone and going, "Excuse me, you got no work, mate. What are you gonna do now? All right, mate, get out of your lazy get. Oh, sorry, I gone off on a nutty one there, but that's what they sound like. Most times when you do get out of bed and you're too busy doing bits and pieces, meeting friends, spending time with family, working, those voices are, you can hardly hear them, they're just in the background, they're in the subconscious, but you're still dealing with them, you're working around them. Sertraline makes them sound like, "Get out of bed, you lazy bugger." Like there's a quote, I can't remember what book it is, it's almost sound like the voice in your head thinks it's God booming out then a negative thought. Sertraline will and make those thoughts, I would say 300, 400 times louder than they are. It almost kickstarts again the fight or flight mode. Your body is confused and it doesn't realise there's no threat. It just thinks there is. When you are going on sertraline for the first time or raising the dose, you kind of got to realise, is this me? Or is it this medication, and it's the medication that's doing it? When you wake up sometimes in the morning and you have started on sertraline or you've upped the dose of sertraline, realise that these thoughts and feelings that you have got, they're louder because it's the medication getting into your body. And it's messing up a lot of stuff because it needs to kind of rebalance out everything else. I'm no expert at this. I can only guide people on my experience of saying that sertraline will level out and most of your anxieties and thoughts will subside. And that's what you got to realise when you look at yourself and kind of think to yourself, yeah, I know I've got worries and concerns there, but I'm going to deal with them. You know, I'll deal with them each little individual one. Any worries that you've got, realise that they are thoughts. That's all they are. You can only work through worries individually. You can only work through problems individually. If you try to grab every issue, every problem, you'll find yourself breaking down. So that's one of my tips, is just to kind of, from experience, just kind of get each individual one and go, right, what can I do? But realise these thoughts that you have in your mind, especially in the morning, are just because the sertraline is getting into your body mostly at the start. It doesn't stop those thoughts, doesn't stop those worries. It just enhances and makes them sound louder than they really are when you start taking them for the very first time. Or you're upping your dose, sorry. But for the most time, when you have leveled out, you'll notice those thoughts and worries and concerns will start to go quiet and quiet. They will still be there until you resolve them. Until you're kind of thinking, is this a real issue? Is this a massive problem? If it isn't, then you just kind of go, right, I'll put you to the side and get the real worries and concerns that you've got and work on them individually until you kind of go, right, I've done everything here I can. There's nothing else I can do. Only worry with things that are in your control. Work on things that are individually. And in most of the time, you'll find that a lot of your worries will start to calm down and quieten down. Yeah, you just work with those. You just work with those thoughts after that, because that's what it's all about. Talking to people about it. Get some support from your friends and families. Go to talking therapy, because they're the best groups to speak to, especially if they're strangers, because I always find when I'm speaking to strangers, I feel better. Speak to people who really want to value who you are. But realise that when you start sertraline for the first time, especially for the first time, expect your anxiety and worries to be sounding like higher, a lot higher. Anyway, I'm ranting on a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this video, and look out for my next video coming soon. Until then, take care. Bye.